Hey everybody and welcome back. So today is favorites time. I've compiled all the things that are new that I've been loving for this last month. Like I probably will mention every once in a while, I am a creature of habit, so there's a ton of stuff that I use and I love but I have mentioned already on here, so I try and pull things that I haven't mentioned or I haven't mentioned in a long enough time to where I kind of want to re-mention it, that I'm still loving it and it's a product that I'm not just like, oh, I love it this month and I never touch it again kind of thing. So anyway, I'm getting right into it with this month. I'm going to start off with a hair product. This is a new bottle, but I've already used this one before, but this is amazing. I get this treatment done in my hair every time I get my hair done. It is just the Olaplex. This is the take-home number, or the take-home step. It's the number 3. Number 1 is what they use in the bowl when they are coloring your hair. Number 2 is the treatment that they do that's salon grade only on your hair as soon as they wash it out and your hair is still damp. And then number 3 is like a slightly non-intense or not as intense as number 2, and that is what you can take home. This bottle is tiny. It is 3.3 ounces or 100 milliliters, and it's about the $30 mark. So it is pretty pricey, but this is kind of just, I don't know if the camera will pick it up, but this is after one use of this bottle, it is about down to here. And that's coming from somebody who tends to overuse conditioner. I literally put just, it's out of habit, truly. I just put a ton of conditioner in my hand, so I always go through conditioner a lot quicker than I do my shampoo. But with this, I was pretty happy that it didn't use too much, even with my, I was trying to be cautious with it because it does cost a lot. But basically what I do is I put a little bit in my hand and spread it off the crown of my head, and then I put a little bit more and then go throughout the ends and brush it through. You have to use this on dirty hair that is damp. So when your hair is dirty and you're about to wash it, go ahead and just dampen your hair, kind of like towel dry just a little bit so it's not like dripping. Put this in there and leave it for a minimum of 20 minutes. When I use it, I just anywhere from like 20 minutes to 45 minutes, just, you know, while you're doing something else. And it kind of just helps to strengthen your hair when it is lightened. I don't think that this is a product that you need if you dye your hair dark, but if you plan on going lighter anytime soon or having highlights, this is just a great option to have. I know not every stylist carries it, but this is a great option if you can find somebody who does sell it. It's really good. Secondly, I went ahead and just purchased the big size because I'd been using the travel size ones of the Urban Decay All Nighter Long Lasting Makeup Setting Spray. This is the original formula. I know that there's several different ones now for different purposes, but this is the first one. It's just great. To be honest with you, I feel like this does, I use it because I just like that as natural as my makeup can look, as in like I don't like it to look cakey or thick or powdery. That's what I mean by natural. That's what I go for when I'm using this product. I more so just want everything to blend seamlessly. Yes, I do think it helps keep my makeup on longer. I tend to put my makeup on, like, I want to say either I'm in the morning and then I'm not getting home until like 6 or 7 and it's staying on all day without touch up, or I'm going in and it's like a all night type of thing and I'm not getting home until like around 11, 12. And once again, I just don't have time for touching up, nor do I want to, and this is kind of just a great refreshing product if you're looking for a really nice makeup setting spray. As far as skincare, I actually have a new item. I was just going to lump this in with my Ordinary skincare review, which will be coming soon. But since this technically isn't Ordinary or by The Ordinary, but it's the parent company Deciem, I'm going to mention it here. And this is from the brand Noid, which is under Deciem as well. This is more of the premier line that Deciem carries, so it is quite a bit more expensive than The Ordinary, where everything's pretty much like $12 and under for most everything. This is a more pricey product. I believe this one is around 45, like 40, 45. So it's actually not bad considering the fact that Glam Glow Mud masks are right around 70. So actually this is a really good deal. But if you're looking for ordinary prices, this is going to be more expensive. Packaging is more luxurious as well. It's just got this nice little box that just slips off the side here. It comes off that way. This is just the Flavanone Mud. This is a once a week treatment. You only leave this on for 10 minutes. Do not leave it on for longer because it may irritate your skin. One thing to note about this, and it does say it on the package on the website as well, is when you remove it, it says that you may experience like a slight tingling feeling after it's completely removed off your skin, which is completely normal. It's just one of the ingredients in here that does do that. Actually, I haven't really noticed that, to be completely honest with you, but I wouldn't mind either way. The only downside to this product is the smell. I really don't like the smell. But I do it before I go to bed, so that way when I'm sleeping, by the time I wake up, I don't smell it anymore. It's a very unique scent. It's not like fake fragrance. It's a very earthy scent. Not like rotten anything, but it's a very distinct earthy scent. It is just like a red, creamy clay. What's nice about this, and I do appreciate, is that with this you use a very thin layer versus other masks where you're supposed to use kind of like a thicker layer, and you end up having a lot of product that's sitting on top of the surface of your skin that's not actually touching it, so you're end up wasting product and having to repurchase quicker. Versus this, you just do a very thin layer all across the face, avoiding the immediate eye area, and it dries super quickly. So I really appreciate that you're not sitting there waiting forever. And I know with other masks it says like 20 minutes or whatever, and I know that some people tend to keep their masks on longer. I just would advise this, you don't do that. What I really love about this is really hard for me to explain. I always exfoliate before I use this, so I kind of like pick that day where they coordinate, where I exfoliate first and then I put the mask on after, and my skin just feels the most balanced. It's not oily, it's not tight, it's not dry, it's not irritated. I feel like it's slightly soothing on the red areas that I have on my skin. Very even texture. Clearly I exfoliated as well too, but I just feel like it works really well. It kind of just gives you a new start to your skin, and I really have been enjoying that. So I will link the Decay website down in the description box below if you're interested in that. It's a really great mask, and I really hope that Decay's brands beside The Ordinary start getting more noticed as well too, because I mean, I have a couple products from Noid and they're pretty awesome. One, not so great, but I mean, like, trial and error, not everything's gonna be amazing. Moving on, I have a trial size of the Sephora brand Lashcraft. This is for length and volume, and I love that because this is actually a mascara that does both. I feel like a lot of the times, even if they say length and volume, they kind of just tend to do one better than the other. I do have decently long lashes just naturally, which is great, but I like both because I feel like that it enhances them more. And this is, I don't know if it'll pick up completely on camera, but this is the mascara that I'm wearing today. I do have my Tarte Opening Act primer underneath. A big thing that I never used to do, even though I always owned an eyelash curler, is I never curled my lashes. But what I started with this, just to see. So I'll curl my lashes, put on the Tarte Lash Opening Act primer, and then this, and I love this. It's got a very, I don't know, basic of sort ones, except for the fact that it's flat on both sides here, and then when you flip it this way, it's flat again, but it's shorter. So it's longer one way and then shorter the opposite way. It's kind of unique. It's a brushable, it's a brush. It's a brush. It's not a synthetic wand, which I do tend to prefer, so I was kind of shocked that I like this, but this is awesome. I don't know how much it is, but Sephora brand tends to be pretty affordable, and once again, this is just like a travel or trial size amount, but I really am enjoying that, and that is what I have on today. Another strange item. I picked up one of the Sephora mini color switch by Vera. It's just the smaller version that Vera collaborated with Sephora to bring into stores. I've always heard about this, but I just kind of never picked it up for whatever reason, and then I just found myself being too lazy and never washing my brushes enough, or eye brushes I should say, enough between shadows, and I'd find it like messing up the color that I'd be putting down because I wouldn't have cleaned the time before. Lazy problems, I know. So I wanted to try this just to see what the hype was about, and I actually really been enjoying that. It still does stain the color of whatever you used before, but the excess color that normally would get onto your shadow the next time is brushed off in here. It's kind of like a, if you've ever heard of what are those things, like the wool? It's like some kind of like metal wool. It looks like that, and it like kind of feels like that, except for it's softer. It's just a very like porous, texturized sponge of sorts, if you will, and I really enjoy this. This was only 14 bucks, so I think that's a great little option, and it comes in a tin, and you can close it. I just tend to keep mine open. And then another product is this. Oh my gosh, this is amazing. I've never tried a cushion foundation before, but I am obsessed. This is such a great foundation, and it is quick for everyday on the go. It's the Physicians Formula Mineral Wear Talc Free All-in-One ABC Cushion Foundation. Mine is the shade Ivory. I really enjoy this. When I'm pressed for time and I just kind of want to get in, get out, and get done with makeup really quickly, I use this, and I apply it with my beauty blender, and I can be done with my face so quickly, and it gives such amazing coverage for my personal liking. It's kind of like a light to medium coverage, very breathable, and it lasts so well, and it's drugstore. I mean, it's a little more expensive in the drugstore, and for my liking, I think it's like $15, $16 or something, but they tend to have sales at like Rite Aid, Walgreens, whatever. But this is amazing. So if you're looking for a drugstore formulation and you happen to be able to find your color, I've complained about this before. I think there's only 3 shades in this range right now. I really hope they get more, because this is amazing. 2 brushes to mention. One is Dose of Colors, and it's a blending brush. This is really nice. What I love is pretty much when you go to apply or go to dip in your product, only this tip here is actually touching the color, so you never pick up too much unless you're digging really hard. So you kind of just dab it in, picks up just enough, and then everything around it blends it out as soon as it's placed, and you just blend it. So shape-wise, this is amazing versus some fluffy brushes that don't have that just ever so slight tapering at the end. Pick up product all the way around, so you get a good amount of product the first drop down. But this is awesome. And the second one, it doesn't normally look like this. It literally, that little divot is just because I had it pressed against something like in my makeup bag, so kind of just stuck like that. It looks exactly the same on this side as this side, so it's kind of like a big arrowhead shaped brush. But this is the Wayne Goss. I believe this is the Airbrush brush. I believe that's what this one is. I picked this one up off Beautylish. I think it was like $35, so it's probably one of the more expensive brushes I've ever purchased, except for like a MAC one. But this is so soft. I actually use this for putting highlight on in my makeup bag when I'm at the gym. I feel like it's just a really great size, and I kind of just like pat it on versus like swirling, and it just lays down products so nicely. I literally think that there's probably like a multitude of uses for this brush. I just only use it for highlight, but clearly it would be beautiful for powder and a bunch of other things. But it is super soft, so if you've never tried any of those Wayne Goss brushes, I like that one at least. I haven't tried any of the eye ones, so can't speak for those. Last 2 things. One is this painted polish by Lexi is the company, and this is one of the shades she has. It's called Take the Cake. This is the most beautiful lavender cream polish ever. I love lavender. It's like my favorite color, and it's such an opaque, like chip resistant formula. I love her formula. It's been my favorite for years now. It's just kind of like, she puts out so many beautiful like glitters and just unique shades, but I love this one. And the second one I don't want to talk too much about because I actually want to do a review of the line itself, is the Decay All Polish in the shade St. Clair. This is just a beautiful cream finish as well, and it's like a periwinkle-ish blue, but it's a little bit more on the blue side than the purple side. This is just a beautiful color. Once again, I'll just talk about the whole line in a separate video coming soon. Anyway, that is all for this month's favorites. I like just having a core of a couple of new things versus like 25 new things, and you're like, how do you like that many new things in a month? Especially because I always just use a lot of the same things. This is the core for this month. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll be seeing you very soon in my next video. Bye.